Hi, Dave Spaulding here again at the Handgun Combatives Facebook page, and you'll notice that I happen to have a carbine on my person here, and probably the question I get more often than most, I guess, is why don't I teach carbine classes? Well, it's obvious. First of all, the name of my school is Handgun Combatives. I focus on the combative application of the handgun. And the second thing is that the AR-15 carbine, which is really popular right now, is something that I never actually deployed with. I never worked with it. I own several. I really like it. I've been to a number of classes. I think they have a lot of utility. But when my agency formed our SWAT team in 1980, the first long guns we had were Remington 870s and Ruger Mini 14s. And quite frankly, those Ruger Mini 14s were good rifles. As time progressed and we got a little bit more sophisticated with the team, we went to MP5s, HK MP5s, and AUG-Ps for perimeter guns. So we never used the AR-15 platform, thus I never actually went on calls, I never used it in the field, I never actually deployed with the gun. So for me to go out and be teaching this would seem a bit hypocritical. So I'm just not going to do it. Anyway, doesn't mean we can't talk a little bit about how to transition from the carbine to the handgun, because that's certainly a handgun function. So let's talk a little bit about this. Now my carbine is set up with a Blue Force Vicker sling. I like 2-point slings that are easy to manipulate. You know, there's a lot of other good slings out there, the VTAC, Magpul, or if you like a 3-point sling or a 1-point sling. Man, I just don't care. Whatever works great for you is what you should be using, and trying to argue which sling is the best sling is like 9mm versus 45. I don't want to get shot with either one of them. So whatever sling works for your real world of work, that's the one you ought to use, and this one just works out real well for me. Now, you're also going to notice when I'm doing these drills, I tend to have my hand back here on this magazine well. That just feels natural to me. I understand the idea of having my arm way out here so I can control the muzzle, or a vertical forward grip. I get all that. I understand it. It's good stuff. It's just not the way I did it. When I was using an MP5, I held it at the magazine well, and after decades worth of familiar task transference, it tends to be where I grab the gun. I'm not saying it's better. I'm not saying it's something I would even teach, but it's what I do. And to me, it's like I got the weapon in my hand like a pistol. All I really do is reach forward and grab it here. So for me, it feels natural. So please don't write in and say I'm doing it wrong. It's just something I developed, and I still do it, and I like it. So the first transition is with a sling, and it's just easily drop the gun down. Now, don't just release the rifle and let it fall between your legs. That's going to hurt. Actually bring the gun down and place it where you want it to be when you're not using it. And the neat thing about the AR-15, because it has a pistol grip, is as you bring the gun down, you can see my hand is already going in the direction of my holstered pistol. And you've heard me say it before, the best way to get your hand to the gun is to take your elbow straight to the rear. Well, that's what I'm doing here. So for whatever reason I need to transition to my pistol, I'm just going to bring the gun down, kind of separating my hands, using my support hand to bring the carbine down out of the way. Then the holster's going to come up and out, and I'm going to take the shot. It's real easy to do. It works great with 2-point slings, 3-point slings, or even a single-point sling. It's just the easiest way to do that, most physiologically efficient to get your hand to the pistol. Works really well. The other position that I like a lot is what if you don't have a sling on your long gun, but for whatever reason you do have a pistol. Maybe you're a rancher, a farmer, a police officer with an issue rifle, and they don't have slings on them. I don't know, but it's real easy to do too. You're just holding onto the gun and shooting it, whatever the case may be. When you no longer need it, all you're going to do is take the stock down out of the way, fold the gun back against you, holding it like this. Now I've got this hand available to bring it up to shoot the pistol. Is this optimal? No, but you know, if you're practice one-handed shooting with your handgun, it works very well, and you don't have to drop your gun on the ground. And I've heard people say that, you know, well, if the gun's not working, if it's malfunction, or if it's out of ammo, why keep it thrown on the ground? Well, a couple of reasons. What if you do come across some ammunition? And number two, what if you throw your gun on the ground and your opponent has ammunition for it? Now it's used against you. So anyway, that's the reason I don't teach carbines. I thought I'd throw a little bit of pseudo carbine training in here. Thanks for checking in. I hope you check back soon.